What no one tells you about depression is what happens when you get better. Recovery comes with challenges of its own. Now that I'm finally here, I find myself asking, what do I do now? For me at least, I spent almost a decade of my life severely depressed. Dropped out of high school, barely held down any jobs. Up until a few years ago, I didn't really have any future plans. I feel as if I'm almost starting my life from scratch in my mid-20s. And I feel like this is probably a very common thing with young people who have experienced depression. Struggling with schooling, struggling to get into the workforce, to build yourself back up after living in survival mode for so long. It's very difficult because the focus when you're depressed is on getting better, but there's not much to prepare you for what happens when you get there. Of course, being in recovery is all about taking it one day at a time. Some days will be better than others. Recovery isn't linear. Sometimes recovery feels very fragile. Feels like one bad thing could happen and you could go back to square one. But the reality is that nothing can make you start from scratch. You would have to time travel to start from scratch. Everything you've been through and all the healing and recovery you've done has gotten you where you are today. The main thing is that it does get better, and I'm so grateful that it does. But I just wonder how many other young people who have experienced depression feel the same way, just being totally unprepared for what being in recovery is like.